Millionaire disguises himself as a waitress to find a wife at a beauty pageant when he meets someone who challenges his perceptions and desires. Lucas Armitage stood in front of the mirror, his reflection staring back at him with a mix of excitement and dread. The glimmering lights of his lavish home felt suffocating, a reminder of the life he had led, one filled with wealth, but devoid of real connection. Tonight, everything would change. He had made an impulsive decision that surprised even himself. He would enter a beauty contest, but not as Lucas Armitage, the wealthy heir. Instead, he would disguise himself as a waitress named Lily. "Why not?" he muttered to himself, adjusting the wig that transformed his brown hair into a cascade of curls. "I need to break free from this charade." His heart raced at the thought of stepping into a world where people might see him for who he really was, rather than just his fortune. As he slipped into the form-fitting dress and polished his lipstick, memories flooded his mind. He thought of his past relationships, each one a shallow exchange marked by privilege and expectations. The women he had dated had never truly known him. They only saw the money, the status, the lavish dinners. Was this contest a way to find real love? Could he really connect with someone without the weight of his name looming over him? Lucas paused, staring at the reflection of Lily. Would this deception lead him to something genuine? Or was he only digging himself deeper into a web of lies? Questions swirled in his mind, but he pushed them aside. The thrill of the unknown beckoned him forward. As he stepped into the contest venue, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Bright lights illuminated the stage, and laughter echoed around him. Contestants, all beautiful and eager, mingled and prepared. Lucas felt a mix of nerves and exhilaration. Would they see through his disguise? Would he fit in? His heart pounded as he made his way to the other contestants, the weight of his decision settling heavily on his shoulders. "Hey there, you must be new," a voice chirped beside him. Lucas turned to see a tall girl with short blonde hair and bright blue eyes. "I'm Jessica. Are you ready for this?" Yeah, I think so," Lucas replied, trying to sound confident. The sound of his voice startled him. It felt strange coming from Lily. "Just be yourself. You'll do great." Jessica smiled warmly, but Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding behind a mask. As the contestants gathered, he overheard snippets of their conversations. They spoke of family, dreams, and struggles. Each story tugged at something deep within him. It was a stark contrast to the empty conversations he had grown accustomed to. Lucas felt a pang of longing as he listened. He wanted that, real relationships, genuine connections. Just then, a girl caught his eye. She had dark hair and an infectious smile that lit up her face. Lucas felt drawn to her, an unusual feeling that made him forget his disguise, even if just for a moment. Who was she? What was her story? "Watch out for Evelyn," Jessica whispered, noticing Lucas's gaze. "She's the one to beat, incredible spirit, and she's been through so much." Lucas's heart raced. He wanted to know more about Evelyn, but he also feared what that would mean for Lily. The internal conflict gnawed at him. Could he really connect with someone while living a lie? As the contestants lined up, Lucas took a deep breath. This was it. He was about to step into a world where he could be himself, even if it meant hiding behind a name. What awaited him on the other side? Would he find the connection he craved? Or would the truth unravel everything he hoped to build? With each heartbeat, the anticipation grew. He was ready to step into the unknown. Lucas, as Lily, was about to enter a contest that could change everything, even if he was unsure of what he truly sought. As the contestants gathered in the brightly lit room, Lucas, still in his disguise as Lily, felt a flutter of excitement mixed with nerves. He looked around at the other women, each one glowing with confidence and ambition. But one contestant caught his attention more than the others. Evelyn Hart stood out, not just for her beauty, but for the warmth that radiated from her. Her smile was genuine, and her eyes sparkled with determination. Lucas watched as Evelyn chatted with a few other contestants, her laughter echoing in the air. He felt an instant pull towards her, a connection he had not expected. It was as if they had known each other for years. Yet, he was reminded of the weight of his deception. How could he allow himself to feel this way when he was hiding behind a false identity? Suddenly, a flashback pierced through his thoughts. He saw Evelyn sitting at a small kitchen table, her hands clasped tightly around a cup of tea. The scene revealed her struggles, her brow furrowed with worry as she spoke softly to her younger sister. "Maddie, I promise I'll get us through this," she had said with determination. "Mom needs us now more than ever." Lucas felt a pang in his heart. He admired her strength and resilience, qualities he had longed for in his own life. Here was a woman who fought for her family, who faced challenges with grace. He wished he could tell her how much he appreciated her spirit, but the fear of revealing his true self held him back. "Hey, you okay?" a fellow contestant asked, breaking him from his reverie. It was Emma, a bubbly blonde who always seemed to be in the center of attention. "Yeah, just thinking," Lucas replied, forcing a smile. He quickly glanced over at Evelyn, who was now sharing her dreams with another contestant. "What about you?" Emma shrugged. "Just trying to keep my nerves in check. This whole thing is stressful." She giggled, tossing her hair back. "But I think it's going to be fun." Lucas nodded, but felt his heart sink. Fun? How could he enjoy this when he was living a lie? He stole another glance at Evelyn, who was now animatedly discussing her aspirations of becoming a nurse. "I want to help people," she said, her passion evident. "I can't just sit back and watch others suffer." As he listened, Lucas's heart raced. He wanted to join her in that dream, to be part of something real. "You're amazing," he thought, but the words remained unspoken. Instead, he kept quiet, hiding behind his facade. Then, in a moment that felt like magic, Evelyn turned and caught Lucas's eye. She smiled, and it felt like the world faded away. "Hi, I'm Evelyn," she said, extending her hand. "What's your name?" I'm Lily," he stammered, shaking her hand lightly. Her touch sent a shock through him, awakening emotions he had buried deep. "It's nice to meet you, Lily. Are you excited for the competition?" Evelyn asked, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. Lucas nodded, trying to maintain his composure. "Yeah, I guess so. Just trying to keep up with everyone," he replied, his voice slightly shaky. Evelyn laughed, a sound that danced in the air. "You'll do great. Just be yourself. That's what really matters, right?" Her words struck a chord within him. Be yourself, he thought, feeling the weight of his disguise pressing down on him. But how could he be himself when he was pretending to be someone else? As the conversation continued, Lucas found himself opening up in ways he never expected. "What about you?" he asked, genuinely curious. "What drives you?" Evelyn's expression shifted, becoming more serious. "I just want to help my family. My mom is sick, and I need to support my sister. It's tough, but I won't give up. I want to make a difference." Lucas felt a surge of admiration. "You're really strong, you know that?" he said, his sincerity evident. "Thank you," Evelyn replied, her smile returning. "It helps to have people around who believe in you." In that moment, Lucas felt a spark of connection that transcended the competition. Yet, he couldn't shake the fear of his secret. How could he pursue this feeling when he was living a lie? As Evelyn spoke about her dreams, Lucas's heart ached with confusion. He was drawn to her, but the truth hung like a shadow over him, threatening to unravel everything. As the days passed in the beauty contest, Lucas, still disguised as Lily, felt the weight of his deception growing heavier. He watched the other contestants laugh and share stories, their bonds forming like a tapestry woven with friendship and dreams. Lucas sat quietly, his heart racing as he felt an ache inside him. He wanted to join in, but the fear of being discovered kept him at a distance. One afternoon, the contestants gathered in a sunlit corner of the venue. Evelyn, with her bright smile and kind eyes, was leading a discussion about their hopes for the future. Lucas listened closely, his heart swelling with admiration. She spoke with passion about her dreams of becoming a nurse to help her mother and sister. "I want to make a difference," Evelyn said, her voice soft yet determined. "I want to show them that there's hope, no matter how tough life gets." Lucas felt a mix of emotions. He admired her strength, but also felt the sharp sting of his own lies. He had lived a life of luxury, surrounded by people who cared only about status and money. Here, among these women, he saw something real, something he had longed for, but never found. As the conversation continued, a rival contestant, a sharp-eyed woman named Vanessa, sat nearby, her gaze fixed on Lily. Lucas sensed her suspicion. It made his stomach twist. He shifted uncomfortably on the bench, wishing he could disappear. "Why do you think some people think beauty is all about looks?" Evelyn asked, glancing around the circle. "Because they don't understand," Lucas replied, his voice shaking slightly. "True beauty comes from within." He felt bold for speaking up, but also terrified. What if Evelyn discovered who he truly was? Evelyn smiled at him, her eyes shining with warmth. "Exactly. It's about kindness and being genuine. That's what makes someone truly beautiful." Lucas's heart raced. Her words struck a chord deep inside him. He wanted to be seen for who he really was, not for the facade he had created. Yet, the fear of losing her kept him trapped in his disguise. As the days passed, Lucas found himself drawn to Evelyn more and more. They shared moments of laughter and connection. Yet, with each passing moment, the truth loomed larger over him. He could feel the weight of his lie pressing down, threatening to crush the fragile connection they had built. One evening, after a long day of rehearsals, Lucas found a moment alone with Evelyn. They stood on the balcony, looking out at the twinkling lights of the city below. The air was thick with unspoken words. "Lily," Evelyn said softly, breaking the silence. "I feel like I can be myself around you. You make me feel safe." Lucas's heart swelled with emotion. "I feel the same way, Evelyn. You inspire me." Evelyn turned to him, her expression serious. "Promise me something. No matter what happens in this contest, don't lose who you are." Lucas nodded, but inside, a storm of conflict raged. He wanted to tell her everything, to reveal the truth that swirled in his heart. But the fear of breaking her trust held him back. Days turned into a blur of rehearsals and smiles, but Lucas could feel Vanessa's eyes on him. She had grown more suspicious of Lily, and Lucas knew it was only a matter of time before she would confront him. That thought twisted his stomach in knots. The night before the final event, Lucas lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. He replayed every moment he spent with Evelyn, every laugh, every shared dream. He felt a deep longing to be honest with her. Yet each time he thought of revealing his true identity, the fear gripped him tighter. "Why can't I just be honest?" he whispered to himself, frustration bubbling inside. In the quiet of the room, he realized that the deeper connections he longed for were only possible if he let go of his disguise. He had to decide whether to continue living this lie or confront his fears and embrace the truth. The thought of losing Evelyn was almost too much to bear, but keeping his secret felt like a betrayal of everything they had shared. As he drifted into a troubled sleep, Lucas knew that the next day would bring a reckoning. The weight of deception pressed down on him, but the hope of finding true love urged him to take a leap of faith. Lucas stood behind the curtain, the atmosphere inside the contest venue buzzing with excitement. His heart raced as he thought about Evelyn. They had shared so much in such a short time, yet he felt the weight of his secret growing heavier. He had to make a choice. Should he tell her who he really was, or keep hiding behind the mask of Lily? The decision gnawed at him, pulling him in two directions. Just then, he heard Evelyn's voice from the other side of the curtain. She was speaking to another contestant, pouring her heart out. "I've always wanted to be a nurse," she said, her voice filled with hope. "But it's tough to balance everything. My mom is sick, and my sister depends on me. I just want to make them proud." Lucas felt a pang of guilt as he listened. He admired her strength, but the truth loomed over him like a dark cloud. How could he ruin this moment by revealing his identity? He wanted to tell her everything, to show her that he cared for her deeply, but the fear of losing her held him back. As Evelyn continued, he could hear the passion in her words. "If I win this contest, it could change everything. I could finally pay for my mom's treatment and help my sister go to school." Her voice trembled slightly. "I just want a chance to show them that I can do it." His heart ached. He wanted to be the one to support her dreams, but how could he do that if he kept lying? Taking a deep breath, he stepped closer to the curtain, ready to confront his feelings. But just then, he overheard a rival contestant, Samantha, speaking in a low voice. "I'm going to expose that Lily for who she really is," Samantha whispered to another contestant. "She doesn't belong here. I can't wait to see the look on her face when everyone finds out." Lucas froze, a chill running down his spine. The stakes had just risen dramatically. If Samantha revealed his secret, all his fears would come true. He would lose Evelyn, and he would lose the chance to be the person he wanted to be. Panic swirled in his chest. He turned back to the curtain, his mind racing. Should he warn Evelyn? If he kept quiet, she would discover the truth in the worst way possible. But if he told her now, he risked shattering everything they had built. What if she felt betrayed? What if she never wanted to see him again? "Lily?" Evelyn called softly, her voice breaking through his chaos. "Are you there?" Lucas's heart sank. He stepped out from behind the curtain, forcing a smile. "Hey, Evelyn, I'm here." Evelyn's face lit up when she saw him. "I was just talking about my mom and my dreams. It feels so good to share this with someone who understands." Lucas took a deep breath, his stomach twisting. "You mean a lot to me, Evelyn. Before he could finish, she continued, "I feel like I can be myself around you. I know this competition is tough, but it helps to have a friend like you." Friend. The word stabbed at his heart. Did she see him as just a friend? He wanted to be more than that. "Evelyn, there's something I need to tell you," he started, feeling the weight of his secret pressing down on him. But before he could gather the courage, Samantha's voice echoed again. "I'll make sure everyone knows the truth soon enough," she sneered, her laughter sending shivers down Lucas's spine. "Lucas, what's wrong?" Evelyn asked, concern etching her features. He hesitated, the war within him raging. The moment felt fragile, as if it might shatter at any moment. He could feel the truth clawing at him, urging him to speak. But just then, he looked into Evelyn's eyes, filled with warmth and trust. Could he risk everything for a chance at honesty, knowing the consequences? "Evelyn, Lucas struggled to find the right words. The moment hung in the air, heavy with the weight of unspoken truths. As he stood there, he realized that whatever choice he made next could change everything. The room buzzed around him, but in that moment, it was just him and Evelyn, caught in a web of connection and uncertainty. The time was slipping away, and he had to decide, to hide or to reveal. Lucas stood backstage, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. The lights from the stage were bright, and he could hear the crowd cheering for the contestants. He had come so far as Lily, yet the weight of his deception felt heavier than ever. The time to reveal his true self to Evelyn was approaching, and with each passing moment, his anxiety grew. He looked in the mirror, adjusting the wig he wore. "This is it," he whispered to himself. "I have to tell her the truth." But deep down, he feared the consequences. Would Evelyn understand? Would she forgive him? The thought of losing her made his stomach churn. Just then, he heard Evelyn's voice from the other side of the curtain. She was talking to another contestant, laughing and sharing stories about their lives. Lucas felt a pang of longing. He wished he could join her, to share in her joy without the mask of deception. But he knew he had to face her first. As he stepped out onto the stage, the bright lights nearly blinded him. He scanned the audience, searching for Evelyn's familiar face. When he finally spotted her, he felt a surge of determination. She was radiant, her eyes sparkling with excitement as she prepared for the final event. But he could also see a hint of vulnerability in her smile, a reminder of all the struggles she had shared with him. Finally, the moment arrived. The host announced the contestants, and Lucas's heart raced. He took a deep breath and walked toward Evelyn, who stood just a few steps away. The noise of the crowd faded into silence as he approached her, his mind racing with thoughts of how to begin. "Evelyn," he said, his voice shaky but firm. "I need to talk to you. It's important." She turned to him, her expression shifting from excitement to concern. "What is it, Lily? You look worried." Lucas swallowed hard, feeling the weight of his secret pressing down on him. I have to tell you something. Something about who I really am." Evelyn's brow furrowed, and a flicker of confusion crossed her face. "What do you mean?" He took another deep breath, his heart pounding louder than ever. "I'm not who you think I am. My name is Lucas Armitage. I entered this contest disguised as Lily because I felt trapped in my life. I wanted to find something real." Evelyn's eyes widened in shock. "Lucas, you're Lucas Armitage. But why did you hide this from me?" "I thought if I told you, you would never want to talk to me again," he confessed, his voice filled with regret. "But I fell for you, Evelyn. I fell for the real you. You are everything I've been searching for." A mix of emotions played across her face: shock, anger, and heartbreak. "You lied to me. Everything we shared was built on a lie," she said, her voice trembling. "How could you do this?" "I know it sounds terrible," Lucas replied, desperation creeping into his tone. "But my feelings for you are real. I never meant to hurt you. I just wanted to be loved for who I am, not for my wealth." Evelyn took a step back, her expression hardening. "Loved for who you are? You hid behind a disguise. How can I trust you now?" He reached out, trying to connect with her. "Please, Evelyn, I understand if you're angry, but I need you to know that my feelings are true. I want to support you, to help you with your dreams. I want to be in your life, but I can't if you push me away." For a moment, they stood in silence, the weight of his words hanging between them. Lucas watched as Evelyn's expression softened, but the hurt remained. "I need time to think," she finally said, her voice barely above a whisper. With that, she turned and walked away, leaving Lucas standing alone on the stage, devastated. As the crowd cheered around him, he felt as if the world had come crashing down. Had he really ruined his chance at love? The question lingered in his mind, echoing in the emptiness left by her departure. Lucas was left to grapple with the consequences of his choices, wondering if he would ever get the chance to show Evelyn the truth behind his heart. In the quiet aftermath of the contest, Lucas Armitage sat alone in his lavish apartment, a stark contrast to the turmoil swirling in his heart. He looked out at the city skyline, the glittering lights reminding him of the superficial life he had led for so long. After revealing his true identity to Evelyn, he felt as if he had shattered something precious. Guilt coursed through him, making him reflect on the meaning of love. Was it worth it? He muttered to himself, clenching his fists. To be honest, only to lose her? The memory of Evelyn's shocked face haunted him. He could still hear her voice echoing in his mind when she had said, "You lied to me, Lucas. How can I trust you now?" That moment had felt like a knife twisting in his heart. He realized that authenticity was far more valuable than any amount of wealth or status. It was a lesson he had learned the hard way. As the days passed, Lucas decided he could not just wallow in regret. He needed to do something meaningful. He had learned about Evelyn's dreams of helping her family, and he knew he had the resources to make a difference. He picked up his phone and dialed her number, his heart racing at the thought of speaking to her again. "Come on, Evelyn. Pick up," he whispered anxiously. After several rings, she finally answered. Hello? Her voice was cautious, and Lucas felt a pang of sadness. Evelyn, it's me, Lucas. I want to talk. Can we meet? There was a long pause before she replied. What do you want, Lucas? You hurt me. I don't know if I can just forget that. I know, he said softly, but I want to help you. I want to support your dreams, to help your family. Why would you do that? You think throwing money at my problems will fix everything? She sounded defensive, and Lucas understood her anger. No, it's not about money, he replied. It's about being there for you. You showed me what it means to care for others. I want to be part of that. Please, let me try. Evelyn hesitated, and Lucas could sense the battle within her. Finally, she sighed. All right, let's meet. But I need to be clear, this doesn't change what happened. I understand, Lucas said, relief washing over him. Thank you. They agreed to meet at a small cafe that Evelyn favored, a cozy place filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and baked goods. When Lucas arrived, he saw her sitting at a corner table, her hands wrapped around a steaming cup. She looked beautiful, even with the tension that clouded her expression. Hi, he said, taking a seat across from her. Hi, she replied, her tone icy. There was an awkward silence as they both searched for words. Finally, Lucas broke the ice. I've been thinking a lot about what happened. I know I messed up, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied to you. Evelyn looked at him, her eyes narrowing. You think sorry is enough? You played with my feelings, Lucas. I know, he said, his voice filled with sincerity. But I want to make it right. I want to support you in your dreams. I want to be someone you can trust. What do you mean? She asked, curiosity creeping into her voice. I want to help you with your mother's medical bills. I want to help you finish school and support your family, he explained. I have the means to do it, and I want to use that for something good. Evelyn's expression softened slightly. You really mean that? Yes, he replied, feeling a flicker of hope. I've realized that true happiness comes from helping others, not from wealth. I want to be a part of your world, Evelyn. As Lucas spoke, he could see the walls around her heart begin to lower. It's not just about money, you know. It's about trust and love. I understand that now, he said, his eyes earnest. I want to earn your trust back, one step at a time. Evelyn took a deep breath. I don't know if it will be easy, but maybe we can start over. Lucas smiled, a real smile filled with hope. I would like that. I want to blend our worlds, to embrace who we really are. With that, they began to open up to each other, sharing their dreams and fears. The connection they had felt before started to bloom again, stronger and more authentic. They both knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but together, they were ready to face whatever challenges life threw their way. And so, they embarked on a new path, their hearts intertwined, ready to navigate the chaos of life together, proving that love could thrive amidst adversity. Share this story if you believe that love can conquer even the toughest challenges. Leave a comment about a time when an unexpected visit changed your life, and subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming stories like this one.